everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Life in the UK series. So this week we'll be focusing on the end of the Middle Ages and the coming of the Tudors. So in 1455, during the late Middle Ages, a civil war broke out to decide who would become the King of England. It was fought between the supporters of two families, the House of Lancaster and the House of York. This war was called the Wars of the Roses because the symbol of Lancaster was a red rose and the symbol of York was a white rose. The war ended with the Battle of Bosworth Field in 1485. King Richard III of the House of York was killed in the battle, and Henry Tudor, the leader of the House of Lancaster, became King Henry VII. Henry married Elizabeth of York, King Richard's niece, which united the two families together. This joined the red and white roses, making the new Tudor rose. So after his victory in the Wars of the Roses, King Henry VII wanted to make sure England remained peaceful and also wanted to secure his position as king. He deliberately strengthened the central administration of England and reduced the power of the nobles. He was very thrifty and built up the monarchy's financial reserves. When he died, his son Henry VIII continued the policy of centralising power. So Henry VIII was most famous for breaking out of the Church of Rome and for marrying 6 times. So let's discuss Henry's 6 wives in more depth. So let's start with Catherine of Aragon. Catherine was a Spanish princess. She and Henry had a number of children, but only one, Mary, survived. When Catherine was too old to give him another child, Henry decided to divorce her, hoping that another wife would give him a son to be his heir. Next is Anne Boleyn. So Anne Boleyn was English. She and Henry had one daughter, Elizabeth. Anne was unpopular in the country and was accused of taking lovers. She was executed at the Tower of London. Number 3 is Jane Seymour. Henry married Jane after Anne's execution. She gave Henry the son he wanted, Edward, but she died shortly after the birth. And next is Anna of Cleves. Anna was a German princess. Henry married her for political reasons but divorced her soon after. And number 5 is Catherine Howard. Catherine was a cousin of Anne Boleyn. She was also accused of taking lovers and executed. And last, number 6 is Catherine Parr. Catherine was a widow who married Henry late in his life. She survived him and married again but died soon after. So that's it for this week's episode about British history as part of the Life in the UK series. So I'll be back next Friday with an episode about Queen Elizabeth I, the Elizabethan period and the Reformation in Scotland. So I'll see you next Friday for another episode all about British history.